I mean, as much as I like to shit on it too, the politics of comedy, and honestly any industry, like all that fake ass kissing and just, weaseling your way into getting spots and whatever, you kind of got to do it. Just do it with some class. Like, have some finesse, I got people, so I produce a show called Big Bad Wolf Comedy. It's like pop-ups. It's just like once a month-ish, like not even that big of a thing, but we do cool venues. So like in the scene, it's gotten a pretty good name for it. And I just get the craziest DMs, man. Like, I don't want to out anyone, but like I got a DM from, a mid-level comic, really nice guy. He said, "Would love to rip this." I was like, come on, man. Like, just do the thing, send a clip, be nice, be polite, whatever. Like, you're not
this. I want to rip
Dave
this,
Chappelle.
brother.
Yeah, like, you're not doing a drop in like, Bill Burr. It's weird.
See, and like, I feel like there's like you said, do the thing. Like, there's a class to it. There's a certain structure to it that makes sense, you know? Like, you just build a little pitch and then you let people know who you are and hopefully you have a video. That's really it.
Right.
It's not complicated.
And maybe like at least a mild relationship beforehand. Like,
right.
You've seen each other perform, like, that the person's funny, like,
right.
Out of nowhere, like, just shot in the dark. Here's me, like, put me on. Like, come on. That's not how that works. It's never worked for you before. It's not going to work for you now. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just be honestly polite and normal, and then people might book you. And of course, funny. But
yeah, I feel like it's a weird thing because I feel like getting booked is something where people think it's a lot, like I said, a lot more complicated than it really is. People build up all these ideas
True.
Why don't I get booked? And they think it's a million things when actually it's probably on you, and it's probably much simpler than you think.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably like if you're sending out one message, maybe you should be sending out 10,
Totally.
Like, literally as simple as that.
And just the way you're concerned with yourself first, everyone else is. Like, every single person out there is trying to get booked like you are. And the bookers, like, I know a lot of people have issues with like people booking their friends, but it's like, if you were booking, who would you book?
Yeah.
The people that you think are funny and the people that you like.
And I also say, like, even if that's true, even if it's a problem, start a new community that doesn't do that. Then that's your responsibility as a member of that community, because you can do that. Like, if that's the power of change, that's the power of what you can do. You can put everybody on, make the cool show that puts everybody on and doesn't have the same people on all the time. If that's what the problem is, then you make the better show.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like, it just reminds me of how everybody has something to say, and how it's always people who don't do the thing who will tell you exactly how to do the thing. So it's like, what's the point of even...
No, totally. That is such a good point, too, especially like in this scene here. It's like everybody has so much advice to give.
Yeah.
No matter where they're at and how it's going for them. Hi, buddy.
And they know exactly what's going wrong.
Yeah. There's those people that literally will post on their social medias like comedy advice and stuff like that. I'm like, but... who are you? What are you doing? Like, how are you giving other people advice when you're not where you want to be? Like, it's crazy. And I know we're kind of giving advice right now, but it's more, I think, down to earth advice.
I think we're pontificating. We're pontificating. Yes. I think it's funny because that reminds me of like books on how to write. Like, it'll be a book of how to write poetry. Like, there's I literally have one over there. It says Mastering Stand Up. If you see
I know that one. Yeah, that's that New York guy, Jewish.
I don't know.
Oh, you haven't read it?
Okay. No, I've read a little bit of it, but the point I was going to make is, what makes this person the know-all of comedy? Like, it's something you have to keep in mind when you read that kind of book. Yeah. It's like, this is just one person's perspective.
No, totally.
And sure, there's going to be a lot of useful information, but you always got to consider the source. Like, one book that I would really recommend is, because they give it out at, where is it? Not Second City, but the other one, the other big improv location here. I.O., yeah. I think it's I.O. Yeah. Where they have the vending machine, and you can get the book, and it's Truth and Comedy, because it's Charna Halpern and Del Close. And Del Close is the guy who made improv. Yeah. So when he and the person he's close with tell you what improv is, they're right.
For sure.
So that's actually true.
Actually, funny enough, it's such a coincidence that you happen to have this book. I read it a couple years ago, and there's a lot of good insight there, but like you're saying, who are you? Why are you writing this book? And then I realized the reason he wrote the book is he's one of those, like, there's a million stand-up teachers, and I'm doing air quotes on purpose, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could take a comedy class, whatever, and it's always with a non-successful comedian. And there's always something to learn. I'm not even shitting on it. Like, you can always take a tip on joke writing, on delivery. Like, there's no such thing as too much information, you know?
Right.
You gotta find what works for you. But he was that, and then one of his students was Jim Gaffigan. Jim Gaffigan started comedy by, he was like in the corporate world. They brought in an improv like exercise, I guess, for the team. He was so good that the teacher suggested, hey, why don't you start taking stand-up classes? Maybe you'd be good at this. And that's his success story. And I realized like half the book is him bringing up Jim Gaffigan over and over again. So basically he got lucky with one extremely successful student and is now just like, yeah, I know how to teach stand-up because I taught Jim Gaffigan how to do everything he does.
Wouldn't you do the same thing though?
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Make that money, dude. Fuck yeah. He lives in New York City in a beautiful apartment by teaching stand-up.
That would be like
So
if
cool.
Yoda just marketed himself as like Luke Skywalker's teacher.
Yeah, totally. He's like, have you seen Luke though? You're gonna doubt me?
Yo, you ever see that Luke Skywalker guy?
All me, dog.
All me. I did
me.
all that. He
That's so
wouldn't have
funny.
been able to do any of that if I didn't Jedi mind train that guy.
Totally.
Here in my forest. And it is true. That actually is true. It's
know,
just, I think like the cooler thing is to be cool and be like Yoda and just be cool anyway. That's just a thing you do. You just train Luke Skywalker and then you move on.
Yeah,
if
wasn't
you're
that the
cool.
point? To be dope as fuck?
Yeah.
I thought that's what the Star Wars movies were really about. Originally.
Yeah, I think the Force. Well, that's a great point. Is the Force just to be cool as fuck? Is that what the Force is?
I think the Force is all just a flex. Honestly.
It's a big flex. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can make that argument. I think the Force, it reminds me of like how in the Kingdom Hearts games, it's all like a metaphor. The Kingdom Hearts games are more on the nose, but it's all like light versus evil. And so like the Force is obviously like Luke Skywalker is like this character who he has the devil within him. He has evil within him. And more throughout the films, you realize this. And it's like, join the dark side. But he will not join the dark side because the power of the Jedi is to fight the darkness within you
Right.
and to wield the freaking lightsaber and the Force for good and not for
sure.
evil. You know, you
Yeah.
have that great. It's like with the Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility
Yeah.
and this balance of good and evil and light and darkness. But also, it's to be cool as fuck. I'll give you that.
Exactly.
I'll give you that.
Why,
'Cause,
why are they
what's
using
cooler?
lightsabers? They could have used swords. Just use a fucking sword. You need the flashy lightsaber?
That is the coolest thing. Like, I actually think Star Wars wouldn't be what it is. Like, imagine Star Wars just without lightsabers. Like, everything else is the same, but just no lightsabers. It would be lame.
It would be lame.
Yeah, because it was the swords.
I don't think like Princess Leia and the golden bikini drives the plot at all.
No.
It was just dope, so they threw it in.
It was just or like, and also the pew, 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 pew.
Exactly.
The ray guns and all that.
Literally
All that.
pointless, but awesome.
But awesome. And I mean, because like really, it starts with what the future look like. That's what it starts with. But like, and now that I think about it, because it's just crazy. I've never really thought about like what's the origin of a lightsaber. They're probably just thinking, what would a future sword be? Oh, it would be a saber of like, what would you call it? Just plasma. It would be a plasma saber, and then lightsaber is what it becomes. But really, it's like if you had like actual like liquid plasma and it could just out of like this little thing you hold, because the thing is all those lightsaber toys are not quite it, like, and all those fake lightsabers they made, like, I think what it always is they build tubes with light in them. That's not it. It has to be a like, I don't think, is it a laser? Is it a small laser or is it plasma? I always thought it was like plasma, but maybe it's a laser. But a laser just doesn't seem powerful enough. You get what I'm saying here?
It seems like a laser just because of like what it does, but I honestly I wouldn't know.
How would
I
it
mean,
slice? As I don't think a laser slices like that.
in space?
Maybe.
Space lasers?
Space lasers.
Sharks with friggin' laser beams?
See, I don't think there was any movie that cool back in the 70s even. That's probably
In
what
the
made
70s,
Star
for
Wars.
sure not. For sure not.
Nothing like that.
Are you a big fan? Like, did you watch
Of
all
Star
of them?
Wars?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of all the original ones. And like I watched the first new one all the way through, like episode 7, And then I just kind of skimmed through the other two, and I've watched a bunch of videos about them because I already know I'm just not going to like that. I just know. It's not... I think most things that are like the original creator, you take it, you give it to somebody else, it just doesn't go well. But in this case, it's fucking Disney, and they're just corporatizing all of it. And really what they did is they were going to do a remake of the original films. Like really, they were going to retread the original story. But then they flip-flopped with the directors, but like to this, from the 7th to the 8th film, and then 8th to the 9th, they go back to the original director. It's all just a mess. I mean, are you very familiar with the
I'm
prop?
not.
Oh.
You're educating me a lot.
Yeah.
I had a weird bad
And that's a
experience.
very simplified version, by the way.
I bet. I have no understanding of this world. I'll just tell you my very brief relationship with Star Wars. And someone, by total coincidence, had convinced me this week to like give it a new shot. I saw A New Hope, the original, when I was a kid, like everybody else. Liked it. Didn't care enough to continue, but liked it. It's fine.
Okay.
And then I had a roommate like 2 years ago, Star Wars fanatic, dude. Like all the toys, like all the shit, loved it. And he was like, dude, you gotta watch it. We're gonna watch it in like the order that it's supposed to be. I guess like the movies didn't come out in order, you know what I mean? Like there's prequels and sequels and whatever. So he's like, you gotta watch. So you saw A New Hope, you gotta watch like the first one, as in like it's the farthest in the past, and that's the one with Jar Jar.
I disagree.
What is
with,
that
I
thing?
disagree with him, but I get what he's saying.
I could not take that movie seriously.
See, you shouldn't do.
Jar Jar's.
I know.
Come on.
You shouldn't have watched it that way. So he's wrong. People will say that. They're wrong. Because really, you should watch it in the chronological order that it came out, because that's the way the fan base interpreted the films in the first place.
Right.
Like, it's the point in time at which it came out. So, like, if you watch the first Star Wars, it's kind of cool to understand that there wasn't even... It was kind of a standalone film when it first came out. It wasn't even supposed to be Star Wars Episode 4, 5... Or, 4, 5, and 6. It wasn't supposed to be that. That was just something that George Lucas did when he realized that he was going to have to make another one because it was so successful. Or I think he wanted to, but I know he probably had these ideas in the back of his head, but it really wasn't like a planned thing for it to be 4, 5, and 6. When it came out, it was just called Star Wars. It wasn't called Episode 4.
But was it comic books before?
No.
He just made up.
He just
like, the
made it
whole
up.
thing? Oh,
yeah.
Shit,
and it was the first sci-fi movie to be like that in like a big budget sci-fi blockbuster film, you know?
Right,
Like
yeah,
obviously like I guess right before that you'd have 2001: A Space Odyssey, which is like Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
That's
That was before Star Wars? Really?
that movies are like the 60s, dude. That's before space travel. That movie came out before any space travel.
We made up space. It was fake space before we
That's
knew
why
space.
people think Kubrick did the moon landing, because he did that movie.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Because the movies, when you think about that and then you watch that movie, it's nuts.
That's insane.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
And it looks better than most things. But what was the reason I brought it up? Because of 2001: A Space Odyssey, because of the other movie, which was... see, I lose my train of thought because I brought up 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I just brought up that idiot Jar Jar. I don't know if that helps.
So Star Wars. Duh. Yeah, so because Star Wars, when it first came out, like, I mean, it's one of these big sci-fi movies in the public zeitgeist that... And also, I mean, like, you got to consider what the movies were even back then. I mean, this is like Jaws. This is the 70s, so it's Jaws... Star Wars. There was a few big crazy movies that come out all in this little short period of time, and at that point in time you would only see the movie in the movie theater and nowhere else. Right. And I don't even know, like, maybe you'd see it air on TV, but like, you got to think, we didn't even have Blu-ray until 2008, 2010.
Yeah.
So movies always looked really good at the theater, and then they just look kind of okay everywhere else
for sure.
forever.
Yeah.
And so it used to be this crazy event when these movies come out. And Star Wars Episode 2, or I'm sorry, Episode 5, which is the second one to come out. That one is like the one with the iconic moment everybody knows, Luke, I am your father, and all that. I mean, I would say you should have watched that second, because you should have watched the first one first, and then the second one second, the third one third, which would be Episode 4, 5, and 6. Because that's the order they came out. That's what the public went and flocked to the theater to see in that order.
For sure.
And also you can feel the difference between them. One fun fact is George Lucas tried to get David Lynch to direct Episode 6.
Oh, really?
But David Lynch said no. Yeah, there's like a whole story David Lynch tells about like how he told him about the little creatures that'd be running around the forest, and he just he just got he almost got a headache listening to George Lucas describe this movie. He did not want to do it.
I mean,
the Ewoks.
yeah,
It's the
especially
Ewoks.
back like then, I feel like everything was such an ordeal. Now it's all just CGI'd in, like
Yeah.
such a process. Like that's I think why it was so groundbreaking. I guess like I've heard a million people in their 50s, 60s, 70s talking about going to see Star Wars in the theater for the first time, like.
Yeah.
How it changed everything about anything they ever thought, and like they went back 17 times every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I mean, I don't think we really have that. The closest thing I think in our lifetime that we could compare is the first Avatar movie. But
You're totally
that was a
right.
big jump.
Well, and there's been a few of those. Like Jurassic Park was a big one.
Sure.
Jurassic Park
yeah.
was huge. One I didn't realize was so big was Signs. Because like I watched that movie now, and I'm like, oh, that's just kind of not even a tame movie.
Right.
But when that movie came out, it was really shocking. And
Sure.
like people got scared when that movie came out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was really scary to them. Because the way that movie handles aliens was scary to the public at the point in time that it came out. But it's just all about the way that we react to these things. Like Jurassic Park was big because it's the same thing as Terminator 2. Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park both use CGI in a way that no one had ever seen before.
Right. It's just originating anything. Yeah.
So and now it's so everything, like you said, AI, or, it's just rushed studios. So like they actually neglect the CGI because they'll rush the CGI people. And then it ends up looking bad because they needed to meet the deadline for the new Marvel movie.
Sure.
It's like stuff like this where it could look good and the CGI people actually get a bad rep. But it's just hard because if you're trying to make a movie in 2 years and you need to do all this stuff, that's why practical effects are better most of the time, because it's just in camera. You want as much in camera as possible. Yeah,
happen in real time. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think just anything.
But Avatar's crazy. Then you get to Avatar and it's like, well, what the fuck is that?
I was amazed in 2012 when it came out and saw it in the theater, the whole thing. But honestly, I didn't even see the second or third. Like,
well, the problem is, I saw the second one. It's boring. And I heard the third one's more boring than the second.
Because nobody cared about the characters or the story. It's the amazing effects that we'd never seen before. And I don't understand why they thought it would, like... I mean, I understand it made a lot of money, so maybe who the fuck am I to say? But like,
I just think James Cameron doesn't care.
He can do whatever he wants.
At this point where he can do whatever he
cash
wants.
checks and have fun. It's true.
Because he's just making eye candy. Like, the movies still look phenomenal.
For sure.
It's like, because the stuff they're doing with water and like the way that it's basically like CGI blended with reality, and it all looks so real. I mean, it is crazy. Even when they did it in 2012, it was crazy.
It was amazing.
Still looks pretty good.
I don't know. I'm a little queefy when it comes to stuff like that. Like I like the Marvel movies. I do. I'm not gonna pretend I'm better than that. Like, it was dope. All the Avengers stuff, Spider-Man, whatever. Like Batman. I'm a huge like Dark Knight guy. I do like action movies, but I like a fucking Noah Baumbach, like very relationship character driven. Like,
you know what I wish is, I really wish that we had a reality where you could have these IP movies being handled by these auteur directors, but that's never going to happen because these auteur directors don't touch them because inherently what it is. Like, that only really happened towards the beginning, and you'll see it happen every now and then, but even then it gets ruined. Like, James Gunn kind of did that with Guardians of the Galaxy, but now he's just doing the same movie with all these other movies.
Exactly. No, I couldn't agree with you more. I literally said that sentence verbatim when, like, the third one came out. I was like, this is so good, but it's like the same. You did that already. We've just been seeing this over and over again.
And
when
Guardians
Thor was fat, I was like, come on.
Yes.
Come on. Like, we're just fishing for jokes now. It's like, it's almost like hack stand up.
Yes.
It's like, that
and
works,
it's also
but it's
like,
not, it doesn't make sense right now.
that's not the tone of this story.
Right.
Like, why are we doing the same thing for every movie? Because, I mean, like, and I think about it, like, wouldn't it be awesome if you could have Quentin Tarantino make a fucking, I don't know, Batman movie? That would be crazy. It'd be insane.
Yeah.
And nobody would not like that.
It starts with the Joker dead and works backwards.
It's like a whodunit.
Yeah, exactly. He kind of invented that in a sense of just the structure of I don't think anybody was doing that before
in Hollywood. I don't think anybody was doing that in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because
maybe popularized it.
Because I think I've seen it in foreign films before that, but I don't think in Hollywood, in the U.S., there was movies that were breaking time and making you think about it that way. I mean, Memento is nuts if you've ever seen that. Christopher Nolan.
That's a good point.
That's probably the craziest time-breaking movie I've ever seen. because that movie like forces you, and it's so genius because of the way that it works with the plot. I mean, what I love about that too is that's Christopher Nolan when he was like trying his best to make people understand how good he was. Like after that, everybody knew how good he was, so he didn't have to try as hard. That was the movie where he's like still the struggling director trying to prove himself. You know,
but it is cool. Like those guys, obviously, we're talking about the biggest names in Hollywood, not normal people, but like Wes Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson, actually, even better. Like you don't even have to know the movie, and you know it's his movie.
Yeah, he's my favorite director, by the way. He's my second favorite director of all time. Paul Thomas Anderson.
Number one.
Andrei Tarkovsky. So you might not have seen his movie. He's a Russian director.
Probably not.
Best movies of all time, dude. Really? I just watched his last movie the other day because I was saving it for so long. I mean, I have like 2 more of his early. He only has 7, and I think I have 2 more of his early ones I haven't watched. But like, dude, the last movie, 10 out of 10. The movie before that, 10 out of 10. That one's called Nostalgia, and like really every single one of his movies I've seen are like my favorite movies. And then Stalker and then Solaris. Those are...
I've heard of Solaris.
So Stalker and Solaris are like the 2 most popular ones.
Okay.
And they came out in the 70s, and it's like Russian. So he was in Russia, and it's just crazy to even think, dude, there's some of the shit in these movies where I don't even understand how he got things done VFX wise. Like it doesn't even make sense. Is it in Russian? Some of the stuff he did. It is in Russian, yeah. And then when he moved away from Russia, that's when he makes Nostalgia, and then he makes and also what's interesting about Stalker and Solaris is that they're in Russia, so he couldn't talk about God, but the movies are like alluding to God. Like there's ideas
he's a
that
rebel.
Are religious.
He's a little bad boy.
Yeah, he's a bad boy.
Okay.
But the way that he does it is fucking, dude. He's the best director of all time. Like I think what he does is, I used to think David Lynch did the best, where it's like he does this thing where it's like a moving painting, and and it really is. The film is like a painting that's meant to be interpreted, and it really comes off and reads that way, and you can watch it over and over, and there's so much depth to it because it's just inherently deep.
That's how I feel about the Big Mama movies.
Oh, but which ones?
The Big Mama movies. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
I mean, I was gonna say I feel that way.
So disappointed.
I was gonna give you some credit. I was gonna let you. I mean, I was trying to think of who's the one. What's the one? Maureen. I'm not gonna remember. It's Bernie Mac or somebody, and it's always a different character. She goes to prison in one of the movies.
Is that not Big Mama?
Is that her? Are we thinking of the same thing?
I think so.
Big Mama goes to prison.
Could be.
Oh, I think it is the same thing.
I don't know. I've seen like one. I'm just like thinking of the dumbest
because that's the greatest film of all time.
Exactly.
Someone did once tell me that Paul Blart Mall Cop was their top movie of all time, and it's one of those things I'll never forget. That's why he was. I knew he was intelligent.
For sure.
The fact that he said that.
Yeah, you should bring him back. Yeah, for sure.
It is one of those things though, where like it teaches me like whatever people say is the best. It's their best to them. I can't take that away from them. You just got to ask them why. Because, like, that's why I was going to let you. Because maybe you're going to go
You're
somewhere.
too nice. No. Honestly, my whole world, like, if I had to pick one kind of style of movie and director / producer, writer, crew of regular actors, Judd Apatow, that whole universe is my everything. Like, since I was a little kid to this day, I've read everything he's ever written, every movie he's ever made, including all of his like people.
How do you feel about This Is 40?
Love.
You think that's like a great movie?
I think that's a great movie.
Because I think that movie's where he started to fall off. Like, I feel like that. Yeah, I feel like before that, everything was he's riding a wave. And I mean, what's around that one? Because there was another one around that one that didn't hit as hard either. But This Is 40 is really where. Because I think what it was is like it was marketed as a super bad, or not super bad, but as a knocked up sequel. But it wasn't really. It was kind of. It was
about like the other family.
Yeah.
Like it's her sister and her
but
husband
you're
who are
thinking
in the
we're
first
going to
one.
see Seth Rogen, and then really there's like one scene where he mentions Seth Rogen.
If you come in with that perspective, yeah, that could be disappointing. But like, dude, I don't know if you remember like this specifically, but there's the scene in the principal's office with Melissa McCarthy. I think that's one of the funniest scenes of all time.
I do remember that scene, and I also remember the end credits when they have all the bloopers of that scene too.
Yeah, it's a great scene. Funny. Like Leslie Mann and Paul Rudd, I think, are terrific in that kind of role and in general. And Melissa McCarthy is unstoppable. And even the girls, the two Apatow girls are incredible. Like now they grew up to be actual actresses too, which is awesome. But
Trainwreck. That was
Trainwreck,
2015.
yeah.
See, that
yeah.
one was right after that. A little. Funny People.
Funny People
See,
was
that's
amazing.
Another one I need to go back and rewatch because
That's not even really a comedy though.
Yeah, and I think I just didn't get it when I watched it the first time.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very well done, I think.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I haven't seen either.
Dude, oh, classic. Jason Segel actually wrote that for
Really?
himself. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. That's a belly laugh movie. Young Jonah Hill in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Before he was like big.
The King of Staten Island.
That I liked it a lot, but I wouldn't even like really call it an Apatow movie. He just backed it. It's Pete Davidson's true life story.
So
It's
he's not
very
the
good.
director?
He just kind of produced it. Like Pete Davidson wrote it.
He did direct it.
Did he direct it?
Yeah. Says what it says.
But it is, and I love it. I'll stand behind. I vouch for that movie. Bill Burr as the new dad or whatever. Marissa Tomei, like it's great. But it's just like it doesn't have the same energy as the rest of the movies because it's very like it's Pete Davidson's life story.
Yeah.
You know, basically. So it's not. Judd's whole like thing, at least from like how I view it, is like he kind of brings true life things like phases. Whether it's This Is 40, Knocked Up, a 40-year-old virgin, you know, bridesmaids, like things that actually happen to a lot of people, and kind of presents them in a true, raw, but also funny way.
Yeah.
Like, and Pete Davidson's life story, as interesting as it is, it's just not that. It's something else.
Yeah. And he couldn't really bring that to that story.
Like, you know, Freaks and Geeks, his original show?
I forgot that was him.
Yeah, that was like his beginnings.
And that's how the whole crew begins with him
There's
and
all their first
those guys.
jobs. Yeah.
Yeah, Freaks
It's
and
amazing.
Geeks is phenomenal. So that show, it really is such a shame that it didn't go on longer because it was hitting a stride towards the end.
It got canceled and it
Yeah.
sucks. Everybody, it's like the biggest cult following ever now for
Yeah.
no reason. And when it just didn't, it was before its time. I mean, it's the definition of ahead of its time, you know?
I don't even think, and there's no bringing it back or doing anything with it at all. There's
That
nothing
would
you
only
can do
ruin
with
it. Like if they
It would
tried to
only ruin
remake it, like no.
Well, because I mean, like the thing is, a lot of shows have that, but that show didn't even get a chance to like do anything at all. Because
Right.
I think most shows have to be at least a few seasons to really figure themselves out. That show didn't get to do that.
They
That's
didn't even
the problem.
finish the first season. They had to make up an ending.
Oh,
'Cause they
that's
got
what it
cut
was.
early, yeah. And it was kind of a cool ending, I thought. But like, I've heard multiple people from like the cast and Judd and whatever talk about how like it was kind of just like we have to end it because there's no more episodes. They
Right.
won't let us make any more, so we gotta like kind of wrap it up somehow. She goes on tour with the Grateful Dead.
Dude. So what? So you like Judd Apatow the most because why?
It's just like he shaped a lot of my taste in general. Just growing up, I just was so into it. I really like I'm such a comedy nerd, like the biggest. And the one thing I think he does different than a lot of the comedies I love, whether it be movies or stand up or sketch or anything, is like there's a lot of true, raw, real relationships and life events being addressed. It's not just silly, which is also awesome. But if you can pull off a little bit of heartfelt, I appreciate that, especially if it's not like sappy. It's honest, like embarrassing, uncomfortable. And I think he's one of the only people that pulls it off like with a good balance. Because sometimes it
Right.
falls into one direction a little bit more, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I love like one of my favorite movies is like Superbad. That's just a fun time. Yeah, there's a little bit of like coming of ageness to it, but it's a comedy. That's silly. Austin Powers, one of my favorites. That's just fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if we can talk about like what it's like to try to be a young adult, or what it's like to be 40, or what it's like to be alienated, or a comedian that's failing, or a single mom, or a newly engaged woman in a group of friends, like you're actually saying something and being hilarious.
Yeah.
That's like good stand-up is like that too, you know? Like it takes forever to get there, but like the most successful comedians aren't just making silly jokes. They have an opinion. They have a point of view. They have a story. They have something to say that actually resonates, and that's why you remember it.
Right. Yeah. Like, I think it's the intention Like it's a lot of it's the intention, and it's like who you are coming through, and like what you like. I've always felt like what's nice about writing and what's nice about being able to do that at all is that no one has to tell me what to do. No one can figure it out for me. And that's actually the best.
Totally.
That's what's going to make it better, is that it will be so me, and I'll figure me out because I will always do that myself. You know, and that's why I think writing is so important, whether it could be any type of writing, but it's because you like iron out your thoughts and your ideas, and you find ways to communicate, and like you do that by yourself versus yourself with yourself, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
And that's the point of it. I think comedy makes you do it in like a confrontational way, because you're in front of an audience and you're constantly doing it. Like you're challenging yourself in this way that most people don't.
Yeah.
That's why I think like comedians probably would make like super good public speakers, just because they constantly they just know how audiences work better than most people do.
Totally. And I think the beauty of comedy is it's actually two pieces of advice I heard from the same comedian, but it's interesting, like it's the only social setting that you can practice and try again. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have a conversation with someone and then be like, let's try this again tomorrow. And like, you know, like that won't happen. But on stage, you can build the act, which is one thing. And the other part, which is like, as like younger comedians, you and I mean, like we have to, they always say, find your voice. And finding your voice takes however long it takes for whoever. But the same guy I'm referring to was saying like, the way to find like your voice is you look at, let's say now you have 20 minutes of material that works, so you do. You look at the jokes that hit the hardest, and then you go, why? And what do they have in common? And then you try to write that over and over again. And it's not only because like, oh, it's working because I need laughs. No, it's because that's how you're at your funniest and truest, you know?
Right. And ideally that comes on accident. Like it's just like you just find it on accident. It's just a thing that you said that gets a laugh.
Yeah. How many times
you have to figure out why people think it's funny?
Totally. Like how many times have you sat in your room and been like, this is the best thing I've ever written, went out, it sucks, nobody likes it.
Well, I think I heard
and then the other way around too.
Anthony Jeselnik say on a podcast, like, because I think he was on We Might Be Drunk, like just the other day.
Yeah,
and he's saying like if he's laughing at his own joke, that's a red flag. Like if he writes it and he's laughing at it. And I thought that was funny, because that is it's probably right. Where if you think it's really good, that's actually probably worse.
Yeah,
I've learned like with my music, I need to figure out how to dumb it down sometimes. Like it doesn't always have to be the most complicated rap of all time, especially if you're doing like a simple song. Like one thing I always wanted to do is like a good storytelling song, but that's hard when my brain is always trying to like go like 10 rhymes at a time and all this. Like no, take it easy. Right. Let's just tell a story.
Totally.
It's just A to B. What's the story? And that's like, it's hard to do that. It's hard to, it's easy. I think when you do something for a while, it's easy to do it. It's harder to like tune yourself into the right frequencies and like then, you know, find that bit that works and use it more. And it's those little things that are the hardest to do. It's getting started that's actually easy. That's the easy part.
I love that you said that. I've been saying that a lot in comedy. Like it started, I used to be at Second City for a while. I was doing sketch, and after like 6 months of being there, I was kind of like, we're all trying way too hard.
Yeah.
Let's dumb it down. Let's find a simple premise and run with it and see where it can go. Because like all these complicated ideas, like I don't think anybody's getting this in 3 minutes, you know, a 5-minute sketch, whatever it is. Like, let's just dumb it down. Like the sketches and like songs that I would pitch that got like passed were always the dumbest ones. Never the ones that had this like clever, thoughtful message behind them, or like even like political satire. Like it's cool, it's funny, but like what if this one was just freaking dumb? I wrote one. It was one of my favorite sketches that we did. There was, it was about an emotional support centaur. So obviously that's, you know, the whole world of emotional support animals is already like easy to make fun of. And then all I did was add a creature you would never imagine there. And, you know, obviously the dialogue, the jokes, the performances were what made it. But like, just that's so dumb and simple. Right. And it worked so well. Like it got the highest praise.
Whereas like before, it probably would have been emotional support centaur inside of a vet with a broken leg, and the veterinarian is actually a pirate, and he's a pirate who only speaks Russian.
Right, we're trying to do too many things. Like, why does this joke have 12 different premises and punch? Like, just there's a rhythm. Find
and
it.
there's a beauty to simplicity that I think like there's a reason an audience understands that better. Like it's because it's not, you don't have to, like I think the greatest, like professional wrestling, for example. I don't know if you watch that at all. Do you or no? So there's a few, I think the people who do it best when they're doing promos and all this, what they're really doing is they're like walking this line between reality and the fake reality, but they're also like saying things in a way where if you're just somebody walking in, you've never watched wrestling before, you just turn it on, you get it.
Right.
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
It should make sense to everyone.
Right,
it shouldn't only make sense to the people who are the inside people who know the show.
Totally.
But they should be rewarded if they pay attention. That's the trick. Is if you can if you're smart about it, you can bury meaning in things.
Add that in, but don't make it the whole thing.
Don't make it the whole thing.
By the way, PSA to all your announcers, all your listeners, stop doing comedy about comedy. Enough with that shit. Everybody's doing this like inside baseball comedy now. It sucks.
That's why I hate when Hollywood makes movies about making movies.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys don't realize we're not part of your
We
group.
don't know. Although the Seth Rogen vehicle was great.
I didn't watch that one.
It's really good.
Scorsese's
I agree
in
with
it
you.
and all that.
Dude, it's really
I saw, well, is Judd Apatow part of it too? I thought I saw
I
something.
don't know, but I would assume.
It's a show or a movie?
It's a show.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
and it's
it's a show.
on HBO? Showcase? I don't know what it's on. I saw stuff about
I honestly
it.
don't remember, but it's like mind-blowing. It's a
Okay.
perfectly made show. It is inside, but maybe just the exception to the rule. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
always the one thing that you're like, yeah, maybe don't do this, but that guy did that. You know, like you brought up Anthony Jeselnik. He's one of my favorite comedians of all time. He's the first person to say like, don't try to do what I do.
Yeah.
Like you write, like people try to. There's nothing more nauseating than a edgelord open micer.
Right.
Like it's hard to watch. It's brutal. First, learn to write good jokes.
That's
and
what
then
makes-
you can start sprinkling in some darkness.
Exactly. I was gonna say that's what makes him so good is that he's so talented. He's basically doing the impossible.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like it's not easy. I think that's what is incredible is if you can pull off the impossible. Like I pride myself on that. What I like to do is I like to go to comedy open mics and I like to rap, and I like to rap non-apologetically
Really?
and just do my music. And I think most people could never do that. And I tell people, don't do that. Like I guarantee you, if you do what I do, it won't work because it's just because I know how to do it. And it's the same thing with like an Anthony Jeselnik, where it's like most people, and I mean like 99.999% of people can't do that style of comedy.
Sure.
Because it is like that edgelord thing, but it's to such a fine, it's sharpened so finely. And like you said, he learned the basic rules of comedy first.
He built a
and
persona.
Isn't it that something in Second City, you walk in, it says it on the wall? I think it's a Picasso quote. Learn the rules so then you can break them.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think that's like, it applies to every art form.
100%.
You just can't break the rules
100%.
until you fully understand
Master
what's
the
going
instrument,
on.
then start, riffing.
The reason I can do that at the comedy open mic thing is because, for one, I know, like, I'm just a performer, so I could do this anywhere. It's the performance that sells it. And I think comedians, what I've realized is comedians understand hip hop and like jokes and like if you have old school hip hop with like wordplay and all this, I think they actually appreciate that a lot because they're doing stuff like that and they're building out jokes with punchlines and wordplay. So they listen into that type of thing more than a regular audience would. So that's another thing I like about it. Mm-hmm. I think they would pay more attention than if I were to go to a rap open mic. Literally.
Yeah.
I think if I went to a rap open mic, they would kind of tune me out because what's this guy doing?
Right,
Whereas like a comedy mic, they're just thrown off. It's like the element of surprise.
Something different.
And I think, and I don't know if you saw when I did Roast Battle, but when I did that, the whole idea is I like to make it so no one knows what's about to happen until it's happening, and then it's that walking the line thing where. So when I did Roast Battle's going on. It's right before the final battle, and oh shit, there's music playing. Oh shit, who's that guy over there? oh guys, he's back again. It's Ruse. Ruse is coming on stage. So I come on stage, the beat's playing, I grab the mic, and instantly I just roast everybody on the lineup. And then I do a freestyle where I say things that people said throughout the night. So it's like a double trick where first I roast everybody, and then second I freestyle and say stuff that it has to be a freestyle because it literally was just said an hour ago, and the audience remembers it, so they're all laughing because they remember.
Do you only rap, or do you?
That's all.
Okay, I didn't know you.
But
I've
learned that freestyle kind of is comedy. Like freestyle actually
there's a ton of comedy in rap
comedy.
for sure. Yeah, no. I'm a big hip hop fan. Like, I think there's more common than people like admit. Yeah.
Well, you said you're a big hip hop fan. What did you say?
I'm just saying, like, I think they have more in common. It's like the seeking the clever point is we're doing the same thing.
Right.
We're just trying to be always funny. They're sometimes trying to be funny, often just trying to be smart.
Right.
Yeah, prolific, you know.
Well, I think like it's the old school hip hop mentality though. It's not like because I think rap is kind of transformed into this a million different things.
Sure.
And like I think the reason I like talking to comedians is because I think like a comedian, but I also think it's like well, you just said it perfectly. You know, it's getting to the bottom of the idea.
Right.
It's that whole thing because comedians love doing that.
Yes.
They want to break every idea down and what's funny about that?
That's
like
the fun. That's the whole fun of the writing process.
And I've learned a lot of musicians don't do that. When you talk with musicians, they don't have so much fun with that because they're more like cerebral. They're like thinking internally.
Yeah.
Whereas comedians are more. But I'm pretty sure if you talk to like rappers that just bars and bars and bars, they'll want to talk your head off because that's just how they are. That's how I am.
No, I actually, when I was in college, I wasn't even really doing stand-up yet, but I wrote like a little funny, I guess it was like, I don't know what to call it, maybe like spoken word type thing.
Oh, I like slam poetry.
Yeah, like it was for like a class I was taking, like a writing class, creative writing, and I wrote it and I showed it to this dude, and he was a rapper, and he was like, "Can I buy that from you?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He gave me like 10, but I didn't know. I was like, "Yeah, whatever. It's like a paper I have to hand in."
Wow,
and then
you
he like
sold your
put
soul
it in
immediately,
dude. Yeah, he made it into a verse. I was like, "That's fucking cool." It was just because it was like a funny thought I had, and I made a rhyme. And I don't even remember what it was. It probably wasn't that great, but like that was kind of a moment of like, oh, this all kind of comes together really when you think about it. Like we're all just creatives and writers, and you know, like I hate to call what we do art, but like there's definitely something there,
right?
Something in common. Like they run side by side at least.
Comedy is creative writing for sure. You could definitely say it's creative writing.
Yes.
I don't even think you could deny that. And I think what's interesting about comedy too, like when you talk to different comedians, is the different styles of which people have, meaning like how do you get to a joke or how do you iron out a joke? Like when you have your joke, are you doing it verbatim? Is it word for word for word? Or do you kind of have a bullet point skeleton of your joke? Because what you'll find is different comedians have completely different processes.
Totally different.
And it's the same thing with songwriting. It's the same thing with all types of writing where there's no right way to do it. There's you couldn't really tell somebody. I couldn't take you to the side and say, hey, this is how I do it. This is the way to do it. Because your way might be completely different than mine, and you might be a mastermind. You might be a fucking genius. What do I know?
When you write a song, do you go lyrics first or beat first?
Beat first, always. Because I think that it's important. I think it's important. Like, rarely do I find a beat later and I like have lyrics that all fit to it. Rarely do I do that. Every now and then I'll do it. Just because I think there's something to building it around the sounds you're hearing.
Sure.
Like that's what's inspiring it a lot of the time is what I'm feeling when I hear the beat. Is where it all comes from.
I was told that that's how that usually happens. I've only had one experience writing a song, and it was the other way around because I don't.
Well, it's also the melodies.
But
it's always the melodies. Like it comes to me in melodies is the best way I can describe it.
Interesting.
So like even when I'm rhyming words, like give me a big word. If you can give me a big word, because not a short one, but a big one if you can.
Incredulous.
Oh, incredulous. That's a really good one. So, they drive and they think they get in ahead of us. These people is stupid. I say they is incredulous. And I think it's like you just have the sounds. And then you have to think, how do I make these sounds work? And when it's a instrumental, then it's even easier because then it's like you almost have the whole tune, and you can just build it around those sounds.
For sure.
And like you've seen, I don't know if you've ever seen like people who they'll have a beat on and they'll just freestyle sounds essentially.
Yeah.
I've seen Kanye do this, and I think honestly I should start doing it because there are sometimes where you'll have a beat and you'll have this melody that comes to you immediately, but it's just it'll never come to you again. Like the specific melody, like that inspired you to write to it, and it's just so good. And but it's like baba da gaba da goo, baba da tapa da soo, ooh da da, and you don't even remember what the fuck you said.
Right. Yeah. It's like
they weren't even words.
That whole concept of like immediately writing down your idea or your bit, or even if you wake up and have a dream in the middle of the night, like people say, just like you're not gonna fucking remember it. You think you will, but you won't.
And you won't.
It's true.
Well, dreams you got to write down. That's true. Dreams
you
you got to
write down your dreams.
Yes. I have plenty of dreams on my phone.
I gotta start doing that, man. I never know.
I read a dream on the last episode, and I could read you one of them. I got wild dreams, but I'll tell you, like, the reason you write them down, because the reason that even resonated with me is because when you write them down, if right after you wake up, you'd be surprised how detailed your dreams can get.
I bet.
Like, you can remember. I don't know about other people because I feel like I dream oddly, but I feel like you can remember lots of details. If you write them down immediately, the level of detail you'll remember from your dreams is crazy. So this one looks like I want to make sure. All right, yeah. I'm just going to read this one because I'm pretty sure this is a dream here. It's I didn't date it right, but it's July 26, 2023, I'm pretty sure. So it says, was running from some type of secret agency in the style of Mission Impossible. Got to the top of 5-story building that was much taller than 5 stories. We were on the 4th floor, but had to evade and go higher up. It was an apartment building, and the man, me, and someone else, which I think was Ethan Hunt, the main character of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise, we were so the guy that was chasing us led us into his room. It had a very fancy door, and the building seemed great. The room, however, was small, and there was nowhere else to go except out the window. There is scaffolding along the top of the building. Someone yells my name, to which I respond, yeah? But then we realize it's the agents that are chasing us. We scrambled to figure out what to do before they arrive in the room. At a separate yet same time, we are in water, and a boat full of agents approaches us. We cling to the side of the boat and get it to flip, and it begins to sink. The agents beg for us to be merciful and spare their lives, even though they are underwater. Ethan swims to the opposite side of the body of water and holds his breath. There is a meter that says 50% lung capacity on display. There is a cut to a woman holding a child who attempts to make a jump between scaffolding on a skyscraper. She misses, however, and is left dangling with her child hanging from her foot. That's the end.
I've read less detailed scripts. That's insane. Oh my god, you're living a whole movie theater up there. That's awesome, man. I was literally gonna say, like, I don't even want to remember my dreams, but if I had those dreams, I might. That's pretty cool, dude. I'm mentally ill. I never have good. I've only had nightmares. I've never had a good dream.
Really?
Not that I can remember.
Oh, bummer.
And they're not even cool like yours. Like, they're just like shit that happened that day, but bad. It's like literally just normal stuff that I don't want to happen, but it happens. I hate, like, dude.
You're cursed.
I'm cursed. I told you I don't like weed. Like, I don't really smoke any weed anymore because I just go internal. I like smoking weed before bed so I don't have to deal with my dreams.
Right.
So I can just sleep through the night.
Because you know what I was going to say is my dream journal comes out when I don't smoke weed. It's like when I stop smoking weed is when I start having dreams.
They say, like, it makes you forget all your dreams. Like, you dream no matter what, but you don't really remember it. And I'm like, thank fucking God. Give me some of that. I don't want to deal with it. It's like, it's not even cool. It's just bullshit. But worse. I've
had like the scary ones to me are when I wake up and I don't wake up, and then I wake up and I don't wake up, and it's like a dream cycle.
Yeah.
Those freak the fuck out of me.
Yes.
But those, like, I've learned I don't have nightmares like other people do. Like, what are your nightmares about? Is it just like your biggest fears type of thing?
It's typically 9 out of 10 times it's very local time wise. Like, it's like something that
like
happened
you said,
recently.
something happened that day.
That day, that week, like literally like.
As you can see, I had just watched the Mission Impossible movies.
Well, yeah, that I assumed for sure. It's always related, but it's like, literally, like it goes from little small things to like I showed up late to work and thought they would be mad, and then they weren't, and then in my dream they were super mad.
Like
it's stuff like that.
Like worst case scenario.
Yeah, just worst case scenario. And then all the way to like. oh, my ex-girlfriend is fucking that guy I was always worried about. Yep, you know, it's a dream like that. Fuck. And then I just have to live that reality until I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm fine, but that sucked.
Yeah.
And actually the most extreme, and this I read about, it's kind of interesting. I assume because you're a dream guy, you know about this stuff. There are certain dreams that many people have.
Yeah.
Recurring. So my recurring nightmare, which there are a few kinds, but it's very common apparently, is my teeth shatter. All my teeth fall out.
Right.
In the dream. So apparently there's like, it has to do with like anxiety, I guess. But there's different versions of it where like, mine is where my teeth fall out. And I know this a friend of mine who, with her, like she clenches so tight that all her teeth shatter. And then there's some that they just wake up with no teeth. And it's all like different versions of anxiety.
In the mirror. I always look in the mirror. It's always I'm looking in the mirror and oh my God, my teeth is
you have it?
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
My teeth come out. And, you know, so it was funny. There was a movie that came out recently, In Your Dreams. It was on Netflix, and it's a whole movie about like these kids can like go through their dreams. And I think it's funny because some of the stuff in the movie, like it's Jungian psychology essentially. Like there's literally a part where that happens where she pulls her teeth out in the dream, and I thought that like when that happened in the movie, I was like, that's funny because if you know about dreams really, like it's a kids movie, but if you really know, you know that's a motif that occurs in dreams.
Yeah,
and so it's like, you know, you might not know Carl Jung, but you probably know Freud. Everybody knows Freud. And Jung and Freud worked together, but then Freud denounced Carl Jung, and Jung kind of built on the philosophy of Freud, essentially saying like the psychoanalyzing you can do in therapy so if I'm sitting here with you and we're doing Freudian therapy, we're going to analyze your dreams and we're going to break down your dreams. And his whole way of doing that was to say like, oh, well, what did that mean to you? And to prod at you, to get you to figure out what it means. And then what Jung came along and said is that we just take that and apply that to everything. Like take that type of thinking and apply it to everything. Because it's how we are. It's not just dreams, it's everything.
Right.
You know, it's what this person is seeing is local to them.
Right.
And the way that symbols work in our brain. And what's so cool about dreams is that your brain thinks in symbols. And so it's like your brain's trying to show you in symbols something. Like it's trying to show you in the best way it knows how.
So I like the way you said that because like you're saying like your brain is trying to show you something. Why is my brain trying to show me that shit?
You're right.
I don't want to see that shit.
Why is your brain trying to show you that?
Can it please show me some better shit?
I think it's up to you.
Let me see some Mission Impossible shit. I don't want to see that shit.
I think like it means there's darkness in you, my friend. I think that's what it means.
Fuck. I mean, I know that, but I don't want to have to deal with it.
You got to find a way to see brightness and sunshine. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but
oh god,
because like I think that it's because I'm just such a little bitch. I think that's why I don't have nightmares. I'm just so happy and like I'm like a dog just frolicking through a garden. Like that's me.
I'm so jealous. I know I'm like an anxious fuck, but like I don't think I'm like. I hate the like whole sad clown thing that's like popular now, like the sad boy shit. It's not cool to be sad all the time. It's not.
I agree
cut that
with
out,
that.
everyone. Everyone cut that out.
That's a thing
in comedy,
music,
but also in everywhere.
It's a thing in comedy, it's a thing in music, and I hate it where it's like sad boy music, or it's like music where it's like, you know, endorsing anxiety. Like, how about just say, no, fuck that. We're all going to be confident. Let's make confident music where we're confident.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's endorse that.
Yeah.
Because that's cool.
Self-deprecation is important and great, and that, but it's not. It shouldn't be your personality.
Exactly.
It's also it's like the most narcissistic you could be. People think of narcissism as like, oh, I'm the shit. I'm so great. I'm so smart. I'm so hot. If you're saying, oh, I'm a piece of shit, I'm so ugly, I'm so dumb all the time, you're just as self-absorbed as the other guy.
Right.
Like, it's the same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just you're also bringing everyone down.
Yeah.
Instead of having a good time. I don't fuck with
Well,
it.
and it's seeing like with the whole dream thing, it's seeing beyond yourself. I mean, I think that's what all that stuff can teach you. It can teach you that if you learn about yourself and you analyze yourself, you can see beyond yourself and you understand that you're just a person and you have your own patterns and everybody's got their patterns and their own problems.
Totally.
And we're all freaks.
Yeah.
And deep down, we're actually all freaks.
Totally.
And so it's okay. You know?
Yeah.
There's some dreams I wouldn't read out loud. Okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, there have been those too. I can't say all nightmares because there's definitely been those. You know, it usually just ends with something bad after. This is the good part.
Yeah.
Up top. So I guess it always is kind of a nightmare because you have to wake up and realize it didn't happen.
Yeah, right. When it's a good one. Yeah, that actually feel well, especially if you like see a loved one you haven't seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
And you really think it might be. It's like, wait, how are you here? Oh my God, you're here. Oh my God, it's you. Oh my God. And then you wake up, you're like, oh fuck, but it was so real. And it makes me I'm thinking about like the teeth thing. Okay, so like what would that be? Like, because I like to think that when people tell you what things are in dreams, like when you see these books that people tell you exactly what things are, what's interesting is that there's running archetypes throughout our psychology. So we have different, like in mythology, we had the same types of gods that would occur, and we have the same types of dreams, and we have the same types of like things that pop up. Like a dragon is an interesting thing, where it's like, why is that scary? Well, it's not real, so who came up with a dragon and why is it scary? Like, what is scary about that?
Right.
Because it makes sense that it would be a big scary creature, but it's just like a fire-breathing giant fucking lizard is really what it is that flies.
Right.
It's got wings.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's scary, but it's like, for some reason in the imagination. Did you know that the Terminator was a dream that James Cameron had? Like,
Really?
It was an image that came to him in a dream of a robot crawling with a knife like this, and it's a scene in the movie.
Wow.
But that was what inspired the whole thing. Is he had a nightmare about a Terminator robot chasing him, which is fucking, again, like it's almost like a primal fear that he was able to bring from the dream world into reality. And it's kind of, so many things come to people in dreams, so many films or so many ideas. You know,
I think daydreaming is just as important too. You know what I mean?
I think we dream while we're awake.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I think imagination is sort of like dreaming.
Oh my God, the amount of times I've woken up back to reality 4 stops past night on the L, dude, it's crazy. I'll drive to Iowa just.
I'll watch people on the L like, how the fuck is he gonna know when he gets his?
Yeah.
They'll literally be like,
Yeah, exactly.
But then like every spot, it's like,
Yeah,
it's crazy. There's professional sleepers.
Yeah.
On the fucking subway.
no, for sure. Do you ever? I feel like I get a lot of ideas driving.
Yeah, and I miss driving because I don't drive here now in Chicago. But I used to get so many ideas driving. Yeah.
Where are you from?
Michigan.
Oh, nice.
And I would
cool.
drive. I mean, I just don't have to drive here.
Yeah.
Like it's not required. But yeah, I used to drive, and I would love to drive because it would also be, you know, I could test my music out in the car. You can play your music in the car.
Absolutely.
It's the best place to listen to music is the fucking car. I don't care what anybody tells you.
Couldn't agree with you more.
The car's the best.
I love a solo trip, scream, singing along. That's the shit.
There's nothing I don't care where the headphones are, what the view is.
Yeah.
It's driving. It's the act of being in the car and just hearing the music and
1,000,000%. I love it.
That's what I miss the most about a car is actually listening to music
Dude,
inside.
totally.
Of it.
When I moved here, I didn't have a car for like the first 3 years, and I didn't think I needed it. I didn't, but then when comedy started becoming a little more serious, I was like, it's worth it. You know, I'm on the road, I'm going places, and boy, that was the first thing I did. Was just took a spin, cranked it up. It's the best. I like, a lot of people will give me shit, like non-comedians, of like, you're gonna drive 3.5 hours to do 8 minutes. It's like, yeah, and I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
I don't even care. The drive is the best part. The show's probably gonna suck. I don't know about the show, but the drive's gonna rule. I'm not worried about that.
That's actually like the beginning of success in comedy is driving 3 hours for an 8-minute set.
Oh, yeah.
That's like how you get started.
Oh, bro.
But to non-comedians, they would never. Or like, I mean, I think with comedy, the interesting thing is they give you such little time. Like when music, at least you're usually getting, if you're coming from far away, like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you get like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Comedy, it's like, hey man, we're gonna give you 5, we're gonna give you 8.
Oh, this month is one of my most embarrassing. I just got back from Ithaca Comedy Festival. I did 8 minutes. The
Festival,
venue,
though?
It was yeah.
Was it a decent festival?
No.
All right.
So I flew for 2 hours, drove for 5, and then back obviously. To do 8 minutes unpaid, and I want to say a hard 9 people showed up, and the room was a little wet. There was a little bit of wetness
Like
going on in the room, like dripping. Yeah, it was kind of a wet room. That was the last festival, and then next week I'm doing a festival. I don't know if it'll be better or worse. It's actually at a club. So that's something, and it's 2 spots, but they're only 5 minutes each. And only if I am one of the top 5 comedians in the festival do I get paid, and then get another spot as like a feature, like a real spot. But That I had to. I'm flying to LA for.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a big investment for probably major loss.
Wow. The glamorous life of a comedian,
Yeah,
boys and
please
girls.
try. You should all try.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, like, see, this is what I really think is I think you have to be a crazy person to succeed in this world, in this day and age. You have to like do things that seem absolutely crazy to everybody else.
Yeah, like only have nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah. And only the people who are close to you are going to understand your nightmares and your pain.
100%.
Only them are going to be like, yo, you're trying so hard, you're working so hard. Oh, everyone else is looking at you like, why don't you get a real job?
No, for sure. There are, I will say, like, I'm being very negative. There are the good moments are better than any. I think. It's the drug. You know it.
The
Like,
glimmers of hope.
The drug? Oh, my God.
Well, because I think that for me, it's creating moments. That's what it is. I like knowing that I'm making something bigger than myself, and performing on stage is my favorite of all. Like, to me, I just feel like I can do something there that I need a fucking audience, and I need an opportunity, and I promise you I will make it happen. And I always do. And I love that shit. I just love doing that. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
And I just want to do that forever, always.
the love of the game.
It's the love of the game. It's yes, exactly that. It's the craft of it. It's
Right.
that I know that there's something I can do there that no one else can do, and I can create a moment that no one else can create for us. And we can all share this moment
Totally.
together. And that's what's important. It's for these people in this room. It's for us.
Totally.
Because they're going to carry that away from that. They're going to understand that. Like, oh, that was for us. And that's what you want to do. You want to create things that feel like it was for them.
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's like, to me, that's always been it, is how do I do that as much as possible?
Yeah.
And then, that's success. It's doing that on a bigger scale.
Totally.
How do you expand that and make bigger moments with more people?
Is irreplaceable. And also, like, anytime anybody asks me, like, oh, you did that show, how much do you make? I was like, I don't think you understand what this is.
Yeah.
Like, that does not matter.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with it. But yeah,
because
totally.
I mean, it really can just be a great night that's worth all that. Or I mean, it could even be that one show you didn't get paid where you met that one comic who can give you the opportunity that you need.
Right.
It's any of these random moments that lead to this other bigger moment. Like it's having faith in this big process of building on something bigger.
Totally. And a lot of people talk about like making it. And what does that mean? It can mean anything to anyone.
Nothing,
and I think it means nothing. Like I used to say, like, to me, I'll make it when I'm a full-time comedian. And I don't even think that anymore. I, in a way, feel like I am not saying that I have achieved all of my goals. I'm saying I feel like I made it in the sense of I'm living a life I'm happy with and get to perform consistently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I have to work another job. Yeah, I don't want to, but, I'm cool with that for now.
Yeah.
I get to make people laugh. Right after this, I'm going to go on stage and do a set, and it's going to be a good time. And that's it. Like, and I feel blessed to do that. And, like, I got, like I said, like, some bigger things every now and then, like a big opportunity will open up. Like right now I'm looking at something exciting and it feels great, but it doesn't matter if it happens or doesn't happen. It just, like, as long as you get to do the thing.
Yeah.
You have moments like your roast battle moment or like, I don't know, for me it was my first time featuring or, anything like that. Like you're always winning if you choose to always win.
Yeah, and I always look at it like people make a big deal out of stuff in their minds, and I've never done that.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I do with the roast battle thing. I just think, oh, that was a stepping stone towards something else.
Sure.
Like I know that's just an example of what I'm capable of.
Totally.
And I was thinking that in the moment. I wasn't thinking like, oh, this is crazy. And I think that's the way you should think about things. Like, because I think you'll get disappointed if you psych things up in your mind and you're like, oh, this is the big one.
Totally.
This is the big one.
Yeah.
Because it's never the big. There's no making it. There's no big one.
No.
It doesn't actually exist.
Right.
And all these moments are just like building towards something else, hopefully. And it's fun. And if you look at it that way, it's fun.
Totally.
It's all cool. And like you're getting to wake up and just do fun shit.
Exactly.
That's cool.
100%.
What else is there to do in life but that?
Dude, I didn't want to like bring this up often, but fuck it, whatever, we're having a good time. I got an an audition for SNL.
Oh,
this
no
year.
shit.
Yeah, so I'm auditioning this month. Very excited. It's my first time getting it.
What do you think they saw of yours?
So they didn't. This is how SNL works. They either, see you because you're already succeeding in whatever way, like either you're on a show, a comedic show, or you're stand-up and they see your tour. Or what they do is they reach out to Chicago, LA, New York, the top 3 agencies, and ask for their comedians.
Right.
So I'm just on a list. It's not that big of a deal. But it's cool that it's, I'm one of maybe like 30 people in Chicago that's going to try out,
Yeah.
So it was really exciting, and I got nervous and scared. And then I talked to, I don't know if you know Kyron Harrell.
Yeah.
Super awesome, great dude, one of the funniest guys in Chicago. We just did a show together recently. And I was like, dude, I know you did this like in the past.
Oh, he auditioned. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, like what do you recommend? And he was like, oh, I'm gonna do it again this year too. And I was like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, dude, we've just kind of all like, he was referencing a few of the bigger comics. I'm different than them because I'm known, like I'm more established as an actor in terms of resume, and like my agency is for acting, not for stand up. I'm not represented for stand-up. I just do it myself. But so they reached out to me as like a sketch actor or something like that, or a writer. So he was like, yeah, dude, like me, this person, that person, like we just kind of audition every year. Don't freak out. You're going to probably do it a few times. Like it's just a thing. And I was like, oh, okay. They just want to see who's out there and what their options are because they know who they want. Like last year, it's no coincidence that Cam Patterson got on. Like he was already a big star.
Right.
You know what I mean? They were just like, that guy is what we need right now, and let's just go get him and see if it works. And we'll look at other people because maybe that doesn't work out. And it just took all the pressure off. And instead of like freaking out, I had the best writing session of my life with a couple other comedy writers of like, let's figure out what characters I could do, what impressions I could maybe work on and stuff. And it just became this like, I'm now psyched for this, and I'm not gonna get it. And I have no doubt in my mind that I'm not gonna get it, and I can't wait to do it.
Right.
It's gonna be fucking fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be goofy in front of some people that matter, and maybe they'll hate it and maybe they'll love it. Who knows?
And yeah, you're right. The way they book with SNL is very specific. Like, I've heard stories of really talented people auditioning for SNL, and they still didn't get it when they were, like, in their prime.
Yep.
Because the way SNL works, they really are just constantly, like you said, they're scoping out what is out there.
Right. They're also trying to, like, they have an idea of what they want the cast to be, and they're just trying to fill it. And if you might, like, not be the right fit that year. It has nothing to do with talent. You know what I mean? Like this was really flattering, and I'm not agreeing with it. I'm just saying this, so don't hold this against me. Someone was like, yeah, but like there's already like Tommy Brennan. Like what would you add? And I was like, that's a point. You know what I mean? Like I'm that niche of white guy. Like regular kind of white guy. Like he's much better, so why would I ever, you know what I mean? Like Bowen Yang is I just heard this for the first time, and it gave me some sort of hope. He actually he started as a writer, and he was kind of one of those cold calls like me. And I was very surprised. I was like, oh, so it is possible. And he ended up breaking out, but he is so unique. He's him. There's no other Bowen Yang. You know what I mean? You can't compare him to anything, and obviously just mega talented as well. But I think that's what the show is just like they build these amazing ensembles of people that bring different things. You don't need 6 of the same person. That doesn't, even if they're amazing, you don't need that,
Yeah, and I think SNL changes throughout the years too. Like it's interesting to think what it's going to be in the next 5 to 10 to 15 years, because what does that look like?
Right?
Is it going to fill up with more of these big comedy names transferring over, or is it going to be more of these like people coming from the unknown world, essentially, where it's like we've never really seen this person on television or on any major comedy show, and they just pop up into this world. Like, which way is it going to go?
Yeah.
Because they've done a little bit of both so far.
Right.
They'll pick a random person that we don't know yet, and they'll also pick Cam Patterson.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
I personally, I think they should keep it that way. Just keep doing both.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think they would benefit so much from getting some like big name that goes against their standard already. Like if they could get somebody who's outside of that political circle they're in, they would attract so many viewers. Like a Shane Gillis or I'm trying not to do too much wishful thinking, because obviously it wouldn't be a shame. Maybe you could probably still get Santino to do it, because Santino has said that he's auditioned before. They probably
think he would do that now?
I think he would still do it.
It's so
I
much
think he would
work.
still do it.
You think? I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing. I'd watch every episode if he was on.
If he was
but
willing to do it before, I don't see why he wouldn't do it now.
just like success and money, like he's
a lot bigger of
He
a
would be
comic now.
losing so much money because
Yeah.
of how much money he makes while touring and doing TV, and he'd be working 1,000,000 times harder.
I guess I didn't consider
He now does
that.
what he wants.
Yeah.
He goes on stage when he wants to. He goes on tour when he wants to. He doesn't. He does a movie. He does this. He does that. He would be committed to the hardest job in the industry.
Yeah, the problem is you'd need a big comic who'd be willing to take
he'd have
a
to
pay
move.
cut.
Yeah, exactly. That's what like all the big famous ones complain about, even with like movies. Like when they do a movie or a TV show or this, they're just losing because touring now, comedy is so popular. They sell out arenas and theaters.
Yeah.
They make way more money than they would doing a whole project, and all they do is an hour.
Yeah.
It's just the travel, of course, is a toll, but like you're just
Yeah.
on stage for 45 minutes to an hour.
It really didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
No. What is your time limit? You said you have a show after this. What is your?
I gotta be in Wrigley at 7:30.
7:30.
I don't even know
What time is it right now? Let's find out. 6:41. All right, I'll say we got 20 minutes. That sounds good. That sounds safe.
Yeah.
Wrigley. What are you doing in Wrigley?
So I host a weekly open mic.
Oh.
Yeah, if you ever want to come around.
Called,
come
what
by.
is it?
It's called just the Rabbit Hole open mic.
Okay.
It's at the Rabbit Hole. Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't know there was a Wrigleyville open mic on Wednesdays. I had no
There's
idea.
a few.
So what are the other ones?
So there was one called Killing It at Trace. It just moved to Output. So Killing It at Output. That's Greg Bartusiak. Cool mic.
Yeah.
What else? There's one more. Oh, Uncommon Ground ended. That was a long running one. There's us. There's actually one more that I don't want to plug. Not a fan. Yeah, so don't go to that one, but come to us. Rabbit Hole Wrigley, 7:30 sign up, 8:30 start, or 8 start, and then Output, Killing It Output, 8:30 sign up, 9 start, if I'm not mistaken.
How long have you been doing that?
So I started comedy in a very weird way. I'm coming up on 3 years this summer of stand-up. I did like acting and sketch before. That's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. So I started stand-up I did like 2 open mics ever in college or whatever, spaced years apart. And then I had the audacity, I put together a showcase at the bar I manage now. I used to be just a waiter there, and I just put together a showcase and hosted it and just decided I'm doing comedy. And then like a month later, I met this dude who now is the general manager of the Rabbit Holes. Like there's a few bars. He's one of my best friends, and he was like, dude, you do comedy, right? I did one show. And I was like, yeah, totally. And he's like, do you want to start a show at my bar to bring in more people? I was like, that sounds great. So I started comedy by producing a show and booking. And then that show just started declining because it was like weekly at a shitty bar, not shitty bar, but like not a super popular bar as is. Now it's more popular. At the time it was new. And so the show was like, whatever. I got to book 6 comedians a week, give everybody in the scene a full 10-minute set. That was awesome. Like as an opportunity show, it was great. I would like from barely open micer to really, headliners, everybody got to run 10 minutes at my show. It was great. It was awesome for the community, for the scene. But it just wasn't drawing a crowd. So then I added an open mic after, and that started to bring comics to come watch. So at least now there's something of a room. And then after like a year of that, the bar pulled the budget. And I was like, okay, it's over. And then like 2 months later, now who is my best friend in comedy and maybe in general, Ali Soroka. I don't know if you know her.
Yeah.
She's a comedian here.
Friend of the show, friend of Ruse Radio.
Hell yeah, she fucking rules. Shout out Ali. I ran into her. She helped me out when I was starting a lot. She was very cool to me, and she was like, "Are you gonna bring that mic back?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so. They cut the budget." And she was like, "Well, if you want to do it with me, like it could just be like a good hang. Like we could just hang out, work on each other's jokes, talk shit." I was like, "That sounds fun." So that was a year ago, and we've just been running it a year actually more, like a year and a half, or a year and a few months now. Yeah, we've just been running it, and it's been great. Now that it's Cub season, not so much, but we cap the list every week, and it's always a good time, good energy, not like it's not one of those extra sad ones, you know. If you've been to enough, you know what I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
some of them, you'll just drive home, no music kind of mics. But that one's good. We always keep the energy up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Has it changed over the time that you've been there? Like, has it transformed at all, or has it kind of always been the same thing?
I think our regulars changed a little. Like we used to get a lot more just Wrigley people because they were bouncing around between the 3 mics, and now like because it's only 2 mics and one of them like isn't as like popular, it's just like we kind of just have our same like 15 people that show up, and then the other 5 to 10 are randos. So.
Right.
It's good because it pushes everyone to write, because you can't come back with your same fucking bullshit 4 minutes every week because everybody's heard it,
Right.
you know. Yeah, but it's good energy. Like I feel like a lot of mics are super negative, and we don't allow that. We don't fuck with
What
that.
do you mean by that?
Just a lot of comics like staring at their notes, not participating, and just being like dicks, not laughing on purpose because you know they're not trying to support other people. Like we're very like,
Or almost
clap it up.
like a hostile energy.
Yeah, hostile. Yeah,
Like
trigger warning, yeah.
even if it's in jest, it's inherently hostile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
So-
oh, hey, we want you to fuck up. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
We're waiting for you to fuck up.
Exactly.
Whereas I think that's fun, but I think that actually doesn't make people more creative a lot of the time.
For sure.
Like it pushes people, and in comedy it's good because it, you know, you're gonna deal with hecklers, you're gonna deal with that. But I think comedians often take that pretty far, and then if you bring in somebody who's trying comedy the first time to the wrong mic,
right.
they're gonna think, oh, these guys are like really harsh.
Yeah.
These guys are mean.
Yeah, totally.
And they'll and you know I'm left to say, yep, that's just the way it is. That's what I have to tell them. That's how these guys are.
I mean, open mic culture is brutal, but it prepares you for the fucking real thing.
But it makes
gotta
it
do
nice when you do have a mic that's actually
Yes,
building everybody
yeah.
up. Because that's how I would run a mic. I would want to just encourage everybody to just fucking do anything.
Right.
I don't care. Do anything.
I think we have a good dynamic, Ali and I. Like, I'm very, kind of more like you, like I'm very high energy. Like, I'll make a fuss in between people to raise the energy and like tell everyone to look and like be like, look alive, because you're going to be up here in 5 minutes and you're going to want that. Like, let's give each other what we want, you know? And Ali is just such a, I mean this in the most like she's such a bitch. Like, she just is like mean as fuck. She's like, we sit next to the stage, and if she doesn't like a joke, she'll make it known, you know, like, and it's mean if you don't know her, but now like there's this energy of you know her, so it's funny to watch her react, like being like, no, gross, just to like fucking whatever dick joke some idiot made, you know what I mean? She'll be like, ugh, and it's fun. So like between me being like a little too Mr. Positive,
It's like
and her,
having a king and queen judging the jester.
exactly.
As a part of the royal event.
Yeah, we're just a couple of assholes, but you know, it's a good. I think it lifts the room a little. I think there are a few other mics in the city that do a great job of that too. Like I do think like a lot of people just look at mics as like, yeah, it's just a way to get your, you know, try out your new material, and it really is. But you could put a little pizzazz in there, give it a little bit of effort, you know, make it tasteful. Like I people compliment the mic, and that means something to me.
When me and James Fisher Jr. were talking right before we started recording the episode the other day, he was saying how, you know, people don't realize it's about community. Like making these mics, it's really about building a community around the mic. That's what the mic is about. 100%. It's not even really about the mic itself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who run mics don't really do that. They just kind of go through the motions of running a mic.
Yep.
And they don't actually create this atmosphere community. And what I said to him was like, you know, it's kind of like branding. It's kind of like anything where what you're doing as a creator, you're creating an idea that's bigger than you for people to buy into and be a part of, because we want to be a part of something. So that's what mic should be. It should be I'm a part of something when I go to this mic.
Right.
I'm a part of this community.
Right.
And if you don't put that out there as the person who's running the show, that idea it's not there. It doesn't exist.
No,
it's
100%.
up to you
100%.
to introduce this idea of, hey guys, like this is all us coming together.
Right.
Because I think people, they just don't even think that deeply about it. And that's why you have all these mics that aren't that deep.
Yeah.
Because they aren't. Because the people running them don't really care all that much. They're just clocking in and clocking out. And there's the few where you can feel the passion in the room and you're like, oh, I want to come back here. This is a good spot.
I think we're in the middle. I wouldn't say like we're at the top of that list in terms of like the community we built, but we did build one. Like Allie recently was like, we have like a little table we sit at next to the stage to host, and she was like, part of our weekly thing is we'll meet up when we put the list out, and that's like a half hour for us to catch up and talk about shit and maybe even pitch some bits before we get up on stage and whatever. And now, because the mic has become like a community in a sense, like people just flock to the table when they come because they're there to see us. And she's like, we don't get our hang anymore, it ruins it. I'm like, you're right, but this is a good thing.
Right.
Like, it's because we built something that's working, you know. It's not because of anything, and we'll just grab lunch sometime, you know. It doesn't fucking matter. But we're not.
She's thinking that was the whole point of the mic. We were supposed to hang out.
Yeah, no, exactly. It was initially, yeah. But like Power Hour is an extreme version of that.
Right.
That's almost like more of a hang than a mic. And
Right.
I don't frequent it, but I've been a few times, and Harold Patrick, who runs it, is the fucking man. I love him. But I've been a handful of times, and I was like, oh, like I'm here to do a set, but I'm not like here with you guys. And not even in a bad way, in an admiration. Like I thought it was cool. Like, this is a group, and they do their thing every Friday in this basement that smells like ass, and I'm a guest, and I'm happy to be here, and they're being nice. It's not like no exclusivity, but I was like, you guys have your shit, and I'm just here right now. And there's a few mics like that, and I think that's what James was probably talking about more, and I think that's fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like, that's so cool.
And it's hard to do.
It is.
And you know, one thing I read that kind of changed my perspective on a lot of that is that, like, you know, it's like a psychology that you'll see with kids, where if 5 kids are in a group and there's one kid that's not in the group, you feel like if you're going to go and enter that group, you're not going to fit in. Like, they're going to say things that you're not going to understand, and they're going to do things that you won't get. But I think that's actually all an illusion. I think it's all fake. I think that's something we tell ourselves because we all secretly are afraid of not fitting in.
Right.
But really, it's like, all those people you're seeing as a part of that community at that mic, they all started the same exact way. They went one time, they were thrown off, they were confused. What is all this?
Right.
And then eventually they were just a part of the family.
Yeah.
And that's how these things always start,
Right.
you know?
I think, yeah, and that goes for the scene in general. I used to really struggle, like, with myself. Like, I felt like I wasn't part of it. Like, I felt like an outsider. And I realized that I was alienating myself by thinking that.
Yeah, like you're creating that reality.
Because you don't want to be that guy that's like lingering and unwanted, because that's the worst. And there's plenty of those too. Like, you need to, like we said, like I think at the top of the podcast, like, be classy about it. Like, find some finesse. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a creep. And don't be weird. But, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Say hello. Sit down. You know, and it's fine. And there's also like there's a lot of community aspect to moving up and evolving as a comedian as well, but also just like eyes on your paper at the same time. Like, work on your shit. Don't worry so much about the politics. I know we went like full circle. Don't worry so much about the politics, and like create your own community because you earnestly want it and want to be a part of it, not because you're supposed to be friends with these people.
Yeah.
Just do your thing and be funny and be cool. I think we literally, this is perfect.
Well, I think that's how you get the community that builds itself and believes in community. Like, I think when people complain about the community, they say this doesn't do this. It does come full circle, because it's what I said before too, where it's like, it's up to us to build those things. Like, when you run that mic the way that you run it, and you feel this community building around you, that is doing something bigger than you can even see. Like, it means something to these people going to the mic that you couldn't even comprehend or imagine.
Totally.
Because that's just not something you can conceive.
Yeah. It's never the plan.
And I think that's kind of the point of making art and doing things, is like, you just can't imagine the butterfly effect of your choices and the things that you do. It's just about doing the right thing and hoping it leads to more of that.
Totally.
And that's why you do the right thing. It's as simple as that.
That's why you do the right thing.
Because you want more people to do it. Because you want more people to do it.
If you do right
and like,
thing,
because I always think, like, you know, when I hear people complain, I'm thinking, well, then just do what you think is right. Just do what you, when you're saying all this stuff is bad, then never do that stuff. It's
100%.
good that you know that stuff is bad. Because it's like, I wish Chicago had more community and like a bigger spotlight on people, is what I mean. Because there's plenty of community, but there's not much of like a spotlight on these communities. There's not big shining beacons of opportunity everywhere.
Sure, yeah.
And it should be all over the place.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
is a city full of talent.
It's true.
And I think the problem is you just don't have enough people with wide eyes and hopeful visions saying, let's put people on, let's highlight people.
Yeah.
Instead, everybody's like glaring at each other, going like, you know, like, why,
Best piece
who's
of
gonna
advice.
fix this? Who's gonna fix this? You know.
Best piece of advice, and I kind of got to go. I just checked the traffic.
Oh, okay.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Sorry. Best piece of advice I got in comedy early on. One of the best comics in the city was kind enough to like get coffee with me and like teach me the 101s. And he said, create your own opportunities.
Create your own opportunities.
That's why I started producing shows. That's why I basically did anything I did was like, I'm not expecting anybody to give me anything because I don't deserve anything. Entitlement is the biggest curse that we have as humans, I think.
Right.
That we deserve shit. And no matter what you do and who you are and what circumstance, don't assume you deserve anything. I'm not talking about like basic human respect, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Create it. And then if you actually care, you'll be giving it to others and they'll want to give it back to you.
Yeah.
It's the best piece of advice I ever got.
Yeah. I want to say the word, it began with the word, what does it say at the beginning of I don't want to get this wrong, with the word. Is that right? In the beginning, there was the word. That's what it is. And you know what that means? You know what the Bible says that? It means that because it's your words. It's your intention. It's in the beginning, it's the words. True. And it's the creation. And it's what you create with your words. That's where it all begins.
Nice.
As humans, that's what separates us from animals. We have words. Yeah. It's phenomenal. At the very end of the show, we do two things, all right? It's for kids. This show's obviously for 3 to 5 year olds, all right?
Oh.
So my core audience, the kids,
of course.
we need to give advice to them, all right? So the 3 to 5 year olds are about to get off the school bus. They're going to take off their AirPods and enter reality. They're going to touch grass, and it's up to you to give them a piece of advice, a nugget of knowledge contained within your brain. I don't know what it is, but it's somewhere in there, a little piece that's going to make their lives better. And also, two, the other thing you got to do is tell them the social medias where they can find you, the place they can see your face. This comes out about a month from now. You're going to plug any dates. Just keep that in mind. All that good stuff, where they can see you online. The floor is yours.
Wow. Okay. I feel like I have to say this now, and I do stand by it. Create your own opportunities. Do it. And well, thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. The social media wise, you can find me on Instagram at Noah Wolf. There's like a double underscore under there, but I'm pretty sure it'll show up without that. If you want to support my pop-up shows, it's Big Bad Wolf Comedy. We do like a show a month, different venues around Chicago. It's really fun. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, folks. And with all that being said, a big bad wolf and a little tiny one here clocking out on Ruse Radio. Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the mess. It's hysterical, the picture that they put to his face. It's a